Okay, guys, welcome back to this month's wrap up. I am currently dressed because I'm going to the Sabrina Carpenter concert, but got time to kill and gotta get this done. So, monthly wrap up. Here it is. Like, I literally just did this sticky note. Okay, October. It is currently November 1st. October, I'm surprised on how much reading I got done because October 1st I did get in a car crash and did get a concussion. So, but at the same time, I cannot look at screens, so I was reading. So like, it was a weird thing, but at the end of the day, I'm surprised how much fucking reading I got done. So I read 5 books plus one DNF that was literally last night. I read 1,615 pages, which I was like, holy shit. And go through the books. The one book I did DNF was this one, which you guys saw in my November TBR picks. I wasn't expecting me to like this book, but I was like, I'm gonna at least, give it till, November. Tried starting it last night and just couldn't get through the first chapter. Like, I barely made it through the prologue. So it's just, this was a book that I got on a whim, not knowing anything about it, but I couldn't make it through the first chapter. I mean, it seems interesting, just not my writing type and stuff like that. So I am gonna sell this. So it will be on Pango and Poshmark, and I have basically everything down below in the description. So that's that. Sorry. Okay. If you watched my October wrap up, I mentioned that I was currently reading this, and I finished Alice in Zombieland. I think I gave this a 3-star. I liked it, but wasn't my favorite. I know this is a series, and it's kind of one of those things where I put the next book on my Christmas list, but if I don't get it, I don't think I'll buy the second book. Like, I'm not too eager to get into it. Like, yes, it's interesting. Yes, I liked it. Yes, it was a good book, but at the end of the day, not my favorite, and I would pick other books over reading a second book in the series. I read, towards the beginning of this book, I read just a couple non-spoiler reviews on Goodreads of this book, and a lot of people were like, very different than what I was expecting, and I can say the same. I was very expecting like more Alice in Wonderland references. I think the only real reference was her name and a white rabbit, Cloud. Other than that, there was no things, and I think that was especially because this entire series has Alice in Wonderland titles that very much threw me off. So, but going into the second one, I would know that. So, yeah, I think I gave this a 3-star. Finished it towards the beginning of the month. Main character was cool. I also did not read this for a couple days at the beginning of the month because the beginning half of this book is kind of based around a car crash. And like I said, I did get in a car crash and was kind of like, I'm not going to read a book about a car accident after being in one. So I did take a couple days off of it, but that's not changing my opinion on this book. So, but that's that book. And then what the fuck this book was. This is, after I finished that one, I finished Nancy Drew, number 18. You guys know I'm working through this series. I can't tell you what the fuck happened in this book. It was all over the place. It was, normally there's like 1 or 2 mysteries going on. Yes, I get that. And yes, normally they come together and crossover. We had fucking exploding oranges and fucking jaguars. I had a sigh of relief when I finished this book. Like, I almost DNF'd this book, and that's saying a lot because it's a Nancy Drew book. Like, it was so out there and so too much. So I think I gave this one a 1 star. If I didn't, somehow it got itself a 2 star, but I'm pretty sure I gave this a 1 star because I don't know what the hell happened in this book. I'm so confused about everything. Like, it's been a while, and I still don't know why they fucking did it. Like, I think I blacked out when finishing The Mystery of the Moss Covered Mansion. So probably this is gonna have to be my least favorite Nancy Drew book out of all of them so far, because I don't know what the fuck just happened in that book. Fourth Wing. If you guys watched my October, yes, TBR jar, this was a book from my sister's shelf, so I bought myself a copy. I liked it. I was expecting myself to get lost in it because, everyone loves this book and, they can't put it down. I did thoroughly enjoy it. I gave it 4 stars, but one, I'm not too eager to be like, I want to read the second one right now. And I could put it down. Granted, there were also some parts, especially right at the end, like the very last, I think, paragraph is like a jaw-dropping moment. But funny story, my sister doesn't know I read this or that I was reading this, but my mom was reading it at the same time. And so my sister would come into my room being like, oh my god, mom just got to this part, mom just got to this part, And so there were a couple things that were spoiled for me about especially the ending and a couple people's stories. And, I walked in on my mom listening to the second book. So bits and pieces of it was spoiled, but I don't know. I still think if they weren't, I don't think that last paragraph would make me do a jaw-dropping moment. I am interested in the second one. I know the third one comes out in January, so I do want to read them, but it's not top of my list. There are definitely some other series and books I want to get to. I think it's also reading this book, this is probably the longest book I've ever read, especially in recent years. First off, and second off, I'm realizing I don't read that much fantasy. I think the most fantasy I've read is Daughter of the Pirate King. So jumping straight into this hunk of a fantasy book was a lot. So there are definitely a couple times where I'm like, it could end here. It could end here. It could end here. But I have like 100 pages left. So that's that. I like it. 4 stars. Definitely gonna read the second one at some point. A book I was probably expecting to give 2 to 3 stars ended up as a 5 star. I binge read this the 30th. Yeah. Did I finish it? Yes, I finished this on the 30th. It's a 5 star. The last page, jaw-dropping moment. I didn't know what to do. I lost it. And that was Beach Read. Within the first page, was sucked into this book. And I love it. I have another Emily Henry book on my shelf currently. It's not for this month, but I'm honestly that might have to be a December read because new favorite author, Emily Henry. I know a lot of people liked her, and I wasn't expecting to be a romance girly, and I might not be, but I fell in love with this and the characters, and like I said, the last page, the last chapter was oh my god. I never wanted to put this down. I kept wanting to pick it up. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, so I'm glad. This was a 5 star. Ended the month off good, because like I said, I finished this on the 30th. Which was really funny, because the 30th we did get snow, and it was like 20 degrees outside when I was finishing this, but like I love this. I'm so excited. Emily Henry books are definitely on the list of books I need to get. And then last night, I was determined to finish one more book last night. So I finished a second Nancy Drew book, which was The Quest of the Missing Map. This book, I think I gave 3 stars. It was interesting. It really was, especially coming off of that last one. I have beef with that last one. I really do. But especially coming off the last one, it was good. I enjoyed it. I really liked it. Especially the last, I binged the last, I think, like 100 pages yesterday just to finish this book before I could have this video for the end of October. I haven't started the next Nancy Drew book yet, which I think I have number 20. Yeah. So yeah. But this one definitely had a lot less like Bess and George than like all the other books, which was a little different, but it was nice. Towards the end, there was like a lot of characters in one section. I was like, okay, who is who? Because I was kind of losing it. Granted, it was also like 10 o'clock at night, and I was kind of tired last night, but I did it, and good. Like I said, I haven't started, but the next Nancy Drew book that I'm co-reading with all the other books is the 20th. I said I tried to read The Witcher that book last night. Just didn't get into it. I read the first 6 pages of Bertrand Blackbird, which was the next on my list, and fell in love. I had to stop because I was taking a break from the Nancy Drew book before I hopped back into it. So I did have to take a slight break. I'm excited for this. I know there's a second book. I think when I was putting this on, I think when I was messing with this on Goodreads, I think I saw that the 3rd book's coming out soon. I think is what I saw. Which I'm excited. So I'm gonna read this. And then read Leather and Lark, or at least get it so it can be on my list. But like I said, I only made it 6 pages through last night, and I was like, I have to stop myself because I planned on finishing Nancy Drew, but I wanted to take a little break from Nancy Drew and read it and at least start another book. But I was like, I keep wanting to read, so I'm going to read more before I go to my concert, but I enjoyed this. I think this is going to be a nice November, October transition book. So that will definitely be on next month's TBR. Not TBR. Next month's wrap up. The other books I have for this month is Girls Like Us and Birthday and Where the Crawdads Dancing. And of course, Nancy Drew. We'll see how much we get through in November. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me your greatest thoughts on all these books down below. I also now have to rearrange my bookshelf, so I put all these books on my bookshelf. But also find a place because I kind of want to hide Fourth Wing so that when my sister comes in my room, she's like, "What's that?" Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna change before I die, and then mess with these books. I'm excited for this month, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace out.